Alright, so I'm sure you're getting pretty tired of seeing all the videos on, is Shopify dropshipping dead? Is it too late to start Shopify dropshipping? It really seems like someone's putting out a video on this at least every week. In short answer, absolutely not. E-commerce is growing insanely fast at an exponential rate. Shopify, the platform, is only getting stronger, and dropshipping, the business model, has been around since the 1950s, and it's not going anywhere. But if you're Shopify dropshipping with AliExpress, it is different now. It's absolutely different now than when I started a long time ago, and there's 3 things that now you definitely need to focus on if you want to be successful in this game. What's going on, y'all? I'm Braden Wuerch. I'm here to provide insane value to you guys every day to grow you personally and financially as well. Alright guys, so just like the title says, Shopify dropshipping is different now. Back when I got into the game over a year ago, a lot of things were a lot easier, but some things are even a lot harder than they are now. Some things are now actually a little bit easier than when I started. But for the most part, there's some things that are a little bit more complicated now. And there's 3 specific things that me personally, I focus on a lot more now than I did back in the day when I started. So I want to cover these 3 things that it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've already been doing this game for a while. If you focus on these 3 things now, it'll definitely pay off way more than it did back in the day. So before we get into the 3 things that you need to focus on, if you could do me a huge favor and smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here every day to go ahead and help you guys grow your businesses. That way you can live a life of financial freedom. All right, so number 1 is Instagram influencers. So I'm sure you've seen some other videos coming out now talking about how it's a lot harder to use Instagram influencers, and that is 100% the truth. So way back when I got into drop shipping, there were very, very few influencers essentially that knew of drop shipping. And so you could negotiate really, really cheap prices for really, really good influencers, really, really good pages. So if you paid $50, $30 to $50 for a post, you would get great return out of it. Now, you've got a problem of the influencers have caught on, and now there's a lot of fake pages as well. So people will go ahead and try to scam you out of your money. People will scam you out, trying to make it seem like they've got great engagement when they don't. A lot of fake pages built just to essentially take your money from people trying to do e-commerce ads with influencers. So, and then the other side of it is the influencers that are actually good and have the good engagement have caught on and know that they're worth way more now. So it's hard to negotiate them down, all that. So it's not impossible to go ahead and still use influencers very successfully. I've got a lot of friends that their main game is using Instagram influencers to go ahead and promote their products. I used influencers way back in the day, but I just prefer the consistency and the level of scaling you can do with both Facebook ads and Google AdWords. But if you want to go the influencer route, influencers will always be there. The thing about influencer marketing is it's been around for a long time, and it'll be around forever. But you might need to go ahead and try different platforms. So, maybe look into a YouTube influencer. And, this is probably going to be a little bit more expensive. But the great thing is those videos are up forever as long as the uploader doesn't take it down. And video converts so much better, especially long form video like what's on YouTube. So if you get, an influencer on YouTube that pertains to your niche, you can really, really knock that out of the park. Same with Snapchat, same with different platforms. Find different influencers. I'm not saying run away from Instagram influencers, just tread carefully now compared to back in the day. Like I said, back in the day, it was super easy. You find someone, you negotiate down a good price, and you're good to go. But this is why I focus so much more now on Facebook ads and Google AdWords, and frankly, I don't even really dive into influencer marketing really at all. Number 2, so this is something I always talk about. It has to do with branding, but it really is the conversation of general store versus niche store. So another thing, back in the day, it was so easy to go ahead and throw up a general store, and as long as you had decent or winning products, you were going to make money. You can still do that if you get lucky, but the general store thing has been so overdone that unless you've been in the game for a while with your general store, so you already have that following, and frankly a brand around your general store, or you take a lot of time to really set up the foundation of your general store, really create a brand. In my opinion, you're going to need to buy a really good theme, a unique theme for a general store. Niche stores, I still, think you can convert insanely well with even free themes. But for general stores, you've got to go ahead and differentiate yourself. That's why I suggest starting with a mid-level niche. With a mid-level niche, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, because you're able to go ahead and really focus on a brand and really start building up a brand, and have a good brand feel. It's kind of hard to do that when you get a general store that's like Walmart. But if you've got a mid-level niche, that you've got several collections, but they still all fit within a niche, whether it be apparel or electronics, whatever you decide to go into, but you have a lot of collections, you're going to be able to test a lot of products just like you would with the general store. So that's why you're getting the best of both worlds. You're able to start working on a brand while being able to test a lot of products, and then you've got two options. Once you find decent or winning products, you can either then niche down, make another store around those winning products if they fit within the same collection, the same specific niche, or you can keep it a mid-level niche store and really brand yourself as that. The point here is that now it is harder and harder to throw up a general store and make it big. Brand is becoming more and more important, especially as people start catching on to drop shippers and Amazon FBA selling, reselling products from China. It's getting more and more important that you do have that brand presence, because a general store is just going to feel kind of sketch unless you really have it set up right. Number 3, this is a big one. So back in the day when I started, I really dove deep on Facebook ads. And if you watched my video from the other day where I talk about the mistakes I've made with a store that's done over $500,000 in the last 9 months, one of the mistakes I made was not diversification. And this is a big one. So, so many times I see everybody either go heavy with Instagram influencers or heavy with Facebook ads. Very rarely will I see someone go heavy with Google AdWords, but it is starting to happen now. One thing I learned the hard way is that you need to go ahead and diversify your ad platforms. Now, if you're just getting started, my recommendation, go ahead and really dive into one, learn one, but as soon as you get that down, you start making sales, get another one going as well. With the algorithm changes, and they're happening more and more frequently now with Facebook ads, with the cost of Instagram influencers going up, it's becoming more and more imperative that you go ahead and you actually diversify your advertising campaigns and platforms that you're using, because if one goes ahead and makes a big algorithm change or takes a hit or becomes really expensive, you still have the other ones going, that if you've got a good brand built up, you're going to still be making money, and you're going to be making a lot of money. And so now that's what I do. I've got several different platforms that I'm using for marketing, and this is one thing that I really want you guys to go ahead and do. Once you learn one, go ahead and really learn another, and then another. And another thing too, other than just protecting yourself, you're going to be making more and more money, because you're now reaching new audiences on different platforms. And when you go ahead and you try these different platforms that not many people use, a lot of times you're getting on the cutting edge of it. So one, you're going to have really cheap advertising for a lot of return, and two, you're really going to kind of be at the ground level of that platform's advertising. So you're going to be able to go ahead and really evolve with it, and really utilize that and kind of become a master of that ad platform. But the thing is, Shopify dropshipping is not dead. Some things are harder now, but some things are easier. We have so much information at our disposal. E-commerce is only growing. People are stopping shopping at malls. They're all shopping online now. So some things are getting easier. Some things are getting harder. You just have to know how to go ahead and evolve with the game. But it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Shopify dropshipping is not going away, at least for years and years down the road. Shopify dropshipping with AliExpress You know, who knows? It's going to be around for a while still. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, you know, over the next few years. If it does start to go away, there's going to be something else to replace it in the dropshipping world. And if you're already in the game, you're going to be able to go ahead and like bounce right over to that because you already know the business model. You're already going to know how to market, everything like that. So just focus on these things, guys, and you'll be good. All right, guys, if you found any value in this, please go ahead and leave the like down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and leave in the comments, you know, if there's anything that you're focusing on now, if you've been in the game for a while, something that's confusing you, whatever it is, go and leave a comment down below, and I'd be happy to go ahead and chat with you. But keep grinding, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.